The grid is, that's just some spectators in the background. Okay, we are clear for a race start from race control. Caroline running the show today as Claire gives us the flag at the back there. So watch the lights, which are now red, and away we go. Who's going to get the jump here? Looks like Mr. Creasy's managed to hook up very nicely indeed. I think it is as they started. Donovan, though, going down the inside of Creasy at the first turn there, so already a change in the lead. Clinton Wood in third place. Creasy fighting back with Donovan, though, side by side as they disappear out of my sight. Over the hill, down towards you, Bradley.
Here, Morgan Creasy had him on that right kink down the avenue, but it's Tyler Donovan with the inside line at Cascades, and it looks as though that's Lovett up into third place. That makes him first of the extremes as they head out of my sight towards Island Bend. That was number 85. Clinton Wood, the man who's on the cover of your programme this weekend. Clinton Wood, number 85, on the Suzuki there in fourth position. But it was Tyler Donovan and Morgan Creasy. It was very much both riders going for the lead, but Tyler Donovan had the advantage as it left my sight. I can just about see movement up there at Shell Oils, but not enough to pick them out, unfortunately, despite that fluorescent yellow colour scheme of Morgan Creasy's Suzuki. Looking up towards Hilltop, of course, they do have Britain Chicane, then they'll come over Hilltop back into our side, but I'm expecting to see the number 1 or the number 800 of Morgan Creasy out in front, and it's Tyler Donovan who has the lead, Keith. Tyler Donovan leads that Kawasaki, the reigning champion, into the chicane now. Lovett is there on bike number 30. Morgan Creasy looking to nip up the inside through the change of direction into the right, but to no avail. So it is Tyler Donovan who leads. Morgan Creasy is certainly trying to find a way through in the early stages of this race, but it's Tyler Donovan just putting that Kawasaki exactly where Morgan wants to put his GSXR. Clinton Wood still there in fourth place, but first of the extremes, as I said there, Keith, number 30, Andy Lovett on that ZXR Kawasaki.
Well, they're going to come back into my sight very soon. They'll come through Lodge where I just about picked them up, then they'll come under the bridge there at Deer Leap, and we'll get confirmation as they trip the timing beam, which they'll do as they come across the line. I can see some pit boards getting ready for some of the riders out there. Tell them what they're doing. That is the very distinctive machine of former champion, double champion Creasy, leading the reigning champion Donovan. In third place, that's Ramon Hunt by the look of it. Yes, it is indeed. Then it's Lovett on the extreme machine. Then Clinton Wood, Connor Swire. Then it's going to be David May, who's up next, a former champion in the extreme machines. He just came up here yesterday to instruct. We thought, well, while I'm here, it's a lovely place, I'm going to go out and play. Then it's Matt Wren next of the Ultras ahead of Big Foo Hinnels there. Simon Gates, Tony Russo, long way down for him. Fourth place of the extremes, 11th place overall. Kevin Clinkscales is indeed out there in 12th place at the moment, ahead of Holden, Abraham, Wallace, Underhill and Fag. But Creasy down towards you, still doing the business, mate?
Certainly is, and in fact he's number 530, not 800 this weekend, Keith.
Oh, okay, sorry about that.
No, my apologies too.
The Morgan Creasy fan club will be writing in, no doubt. Both of them.
530, Morgan Creasy on that fluorescent yellow Suzuki led the way as he exited Cascades on towards Island Bend through Shell Oils, then over to the right hand side, and he's got quite a significant advantage over the reigning champion of Tyler Donovan, who's hard on the brakes now in towards his chicane. Here comes Morgan over to the right hand side now, feeding in the power, and Ramon Hunt on that Yamaha R1 is up to third place. Then it is Lovett ahead of Connor Swire. Clinton Wood is wide here down at Knickerbrook, just about keeps it on the circuit, but he has lost one position, so Clinton Wood dropping a position or two on this lap, Keith. Unfortunately for the man on the cover, who had such a good weekend at Brands Hatch, winning the final race of the weekend, in fact, did Clinton Wood. But it is Morgan Creasy who led the way by quite a large margin, Keith. I'd say it's around about a second and a half, maybe even two.
Well, Donovan and indeed Creasy know what it takes to win a championship. One of the things it takes to win a championship is just to keep putting the points in throughout the year. Now at the moment, Morgan is, for whatever reason, disappearing very rapidly indeed. So Donovan will be looking at it and go, well, actually, he only scored 21 points at Brands Hatch. I managed to score 81 points, so that's a big, big difference. But I tell you what, actually, Tyler's got to watch for is Ramon Hunt. Now, Ramon, I'm pretty sure, I meant to ask him, but I think that was his first ever win we saw in Brands Hatch, and he's now giving Tyler a very hard time for that second place. That's the main battle on the track, I think, Bradley.
Yeah, he's got quite a big gap between himself and Connor Swire, I think that is, in what is a relatively lonely fourth place in the perspective of this race. Group of four towards the rear of the field as well, having a good fight. and we'll pick them up when they do come closer into my sight round his chicane. But it was Morgan Creasy looking to extend that leading advantage over Tyler Donovan, but that battle for fourth place there is also one to keep a very close eye on. So round Shell Oils on towards the Britain chicane, through Britain chicane over Hilltop, and that is exactly where we find your race leader Morgan Creasy right now. So he's on the brakes now, down the gearbox and into the chicane. Tyler Donovan still holds that advantage for second place from Ramon Hunt. Ramon having a sniff of the inside, but not close enough to challenge. And Connor Swire, Keith, have a look at the sector times of Connor Swire, because I said it was quite lonely for him at the start of this lap, but as they come around at Knickerbrook and on towards Clay Hill, Connor Swire is right in the wheel tracks of Ramon Hunt.
Okay, could be a good three-way battle there for that second place. Certainly looking at the sector times, your fastest man is indeed Creasy. Comes across from there with a 1:20.9. The others are all in the 23s, apart from, as you say, Swire, who's done a 22.1, so gone 1.7 seconds quicker than the man immediately in front of him, Ramon Hunt. I think Ramon might have lost a few tenths of a second to Donovan in that sector as well, as Creasy comes across the line. This time, with just 2 laps left to go, he's done a 1:51.218 to give himself the fastest lap of the race. Second place, Donovan, but side-by-side action between Hunt and Swire. Swire has indeed moved around the outside. He has taken over that third place running, and now he's going to have the machine of Donovan in his sights as well. Over the line there, it was a 51.2 for Creasy, 54.2 for Donovan, so Creasy really is the class of the field here. Then it was a 55.3 for Hunt, but a 53.4 for Swire. So I tell you what, Tyler, better see if he can reach down and find a pair, because I reckon Connor's going to be coming quickly, don't you, mate?
Certainly seems to be the case at the moment there. I'm not sure when Connor's last podium was, but it is not in recent memory.
Connor Swire, I can have a quick look for you there, mate. He got a second at Snetterton last year, picked up the odd third place at, let's see, Donington and Brands last year. But yeah, he only picked up 5 podiums last year.
No worries, I don't know if he got on the podium.
That's all right, mate. No, I've got the facts and figures here. I'll tell you the other one who was a big mover on that lap as well, mate. That was our reigning champion,
Tony Russo.
Tony Russo moved up 3 places and leads his way in the extremes after looking a bit shaky at the start.
Connor Swire is through on Ramon Hunt, and he's now stalking Tyler Donovan as Tony Russo looks to make a pass on Ramon Hunt. Oh, hasn't got quite enough power on that Thunderbike Extreme machine compared to the Ultra of Clinton Wood, but the rest of the field over Clay Hill now. And in fact, Ramon Hunt, my apologies, not Clinton Wood, but Ramon Hunt, that it's Tony Russo trying to find a way through on. But Morgan Creasy has, it's, I'd say, what's that, 7-second lead or so now?
It will be shortly. It was 60.3 last time. I reckon it could be close to a 9-second lead. Here come that battling pack as well. Yep, Tony Russo, the man on the move. He did a 52.9 and missed out on seeing that one. Here they come over the line. Right, here we go. There's Tyler Donovan. Tyler Donovan's come across the line just 0.1 of a second ahead of Connor Swire. But get this, Connor went nearly a second quicker on that lap. So he's going to have some serious competition. Ramon Hunt is up next. He does lose that place. However, Tony Russo right behind him by less than a tenth of a second. Then David May's coming on strong as well. These guys in the 52s, that's the extreme machines of Russo and May. They're in the 52s, 53s to the ultra machines ahead of them. Fastest lap once again to Morgan Creasy, a 1:50.613. So once again, we are a fair old chunk away from the lap record, which for this class is a 42.664, held by a certain Aidan Patmore, who was threatening at one stage to come out by the look of it, but that was just a bit of an April Fool's thing. But yeah, Morgan Creasy, very impressive in these conditions, isn't he, mate?
Yeah, it certainly is. He's hard on the brakes now, in towards his chicane, and the rest of the field not even in my sight yet. He's through the left at his, and here comes, two by two, in fact nearly 3 wide as he come over the hilltop and in towards the chicane, and Tyler Donovan almost backing it in. He's on the grass. Rubber side is still down, and he's still on the grass there. Can he rejoin? He's rejoined in 4th, 5th position here as Ramon Hunt goes through. David May goes around the outside, but that is a result of the pressure being applied by Connor Swire, who now moves up to 2nd position. But Tyler Donovan, you could see it from here, Keith. He was on the brakes there. The rear wheel was squirming all the way, and it just went out of room onto the grass, but kept it rubber side down. He's in 5th position as he goes out of my sight.
That's a good thing to do, especially when you hit the wet grass at any sort of speed, as Morgan Creasy claims a very well-deserved win. The Morgan Creasy fan club fisting their way on the start-finish line, cheering their hero on. But here comes that amazing battle for second place. Who's it going to be? Out the dip they come, and oh yeah, lots of cheering on the wall as taking their second place. It is indeed Connor Swire. Tony Russo closes him right down at the end to win him half a second. Great ride from him. Ramon Hunt does indeed finish third in the Ultras. David May, second of the Extremes. Tyler Donovan finishes fourth of the Ultras in sixth place overall. And it's Matt Wren on an Ultra in fifth, ahead of Simon Gates. That's a good result for him. Third of the Extreme Machines will be a big Mr. Fu Hinnels. Then Kev Cleanscales does well from the back of the grid to finish inside the top 10. Clinton Work clearly not hooking up in these conditions. He finishes a lowly 11th place, 8th in class for him.
Could be a tyre thing there, Keith.
Could well be a tyre thing, mate. Difficult to know, but I think if you've gone out on wet weather tyres, that could explain it, but I'm not going to assume what people have done because, like you, I don't actually have much of a view. But having said that, actually, I've just realised I can look out the other window and maybe get a rough idea. Yeah, Clinton was definitely on a wet rear there, so I'm thinking what I saw earlier, he was on a wet front too, so you're right.